Imagine waking up every day feeling completely in control of your path, knowing that you have the tools to shape your future exactly how you want it. The way you think, the habits you form, and the actions you take, these are the keys to unlocking the success you've always dreamed of. But what if I told you that your brain, your thoughts, and your mindset are all things you can rewire to work in your favor? That's right, no matter where you are right now, you can shift your thinking, break through mental barriers, and start attracting the opportunities, success, and life you truly want. In today's video, we'll dive into how persistence and consistency play a massive role in rewiring your brain for success. You'll learn why these two qualities aren't just nice to have, they're essential to making real change happen. And if you've ever felt stuck or wondered why success seems to come easier for others, this is your chance to understand how you can take control and make progress on your own terms. By the end, you'll see how small, intentional steps can lead to big, lasting results. More importantly, you'll walk away inspired to put these ideas into action, knowing that the future you want is not only possible, it's entirely within your reach. So if you're ready to take charge and start seeing the success you've been chasing, let's get started. Number 1. Recognizing your power to change. Have you ever paused for a moment and realized just how much power you have inside of you? I'm not talking about the power to lift heavy weights or run a marathon. I'm talking about the power to change your life. That's right, you have the ability right now to create the life you want. But here's the thing, most people don't even realize it. They go through life thinking their circumstances control them. They say, this is just how things are, or I can't change it, it's out of my hands. My friend, let me tell you, that way of thinking is the first thing you need to let go of. Change doesn't start out there somewhere in the world. Change starts in here within you. It starts the moment you stop accepting excuses and start recognizing that you are in control. That's the beautiful thing about being human. You can grow. You can adapt. You can choose. You are not a tree rooted in one place, unable to move. You are dynamic and your future is still unwritten. You might be sitting there thinking, but Jim, you don't know my situation, and you're right, I don't know all the challenges you're facing. But I do know that you're not stuck. Maybe you feel like life has boxed you in. Maybe you feel overwhelmed, trapped by your past, or limited by your current circumstances. But let me remind you, your past doesn't define your future. The struggles you're facing today are not the end of your story. They're just a chapter, and you get to decide what the next chapter looks like. The first step to recognizing your power to change is to take responsibility for where you are. Now, responsibility isn't about blaming yourself or feeling guilty for the things that have gone wrong. No, it's about acknowledging that you have the ability to respond, to act, to shift, to do something different. When you take responsibility, you're no longer a victim of life's circumstances. You're the driver. You're in charge. So what does that look like? It means being honest with yourself. Look at your habits, your decisions, and even your mindset. Ask yourself, what am I doing every day to move closer to the life I want? If the answer is not much, that's okay. It's okay to start small. In fact, that's how every great change begins, with one small decision. Here's the good news: change doesn't require you to have all the answers right now. It doesn't mean you have to turn your entire life around in one day. It simply means making the choice to take a step forward. And then another. And another. Each step builds momentum. And before you know it, you're on a path that looks nothing like the one you were on before. I'll share a little secret with you. Most people overestimate what they can do in a week and underestimate what they can do in a year. You don't have to overhaul everything all at once. Just focus on today. Ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today to improve my situation? It might be as simple as reading a book, making a phone call, or setting aside some time to plan your next move. Small actions lead to big results over time. Now, let's talk about something important: belief. Change starts with believing that you can change. If you don't believe it's possible, you won't even try. That's why it's so important to challenge those limiting beliefs that tell you, I can't, or it's too late, or I'm not good enough. Those are lies, my friend. Lies that keep you stuck. Replace them with truth. The truth is you are capable, you are resourceful, and you are worthy of a better life. You might be wondering, where do I even begin? Begin by visualizing the life you want. Close your eyes and picture it. How does it feel? What does it look like? Now ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today to move closer to that vision? That's the starting point. And once you start, don't stop. Keep going, even when it's hard, even when it feels like you're not making progress. Because every step counts, and every step brings you closer to the person you want to become. I'm not going to tell you that change is easy, because it's not. It takes effort. It takes courage. It takes persistence. But let me tell you something, it's worth it. The rewards of taking control of your life, of stepping into your power, are far greater than the temporary discomfort of stepping out of your comfort zone. You'll look back one day and thank yourself for having the courage to start. So my friend, today is the day. Not tomorrow. Not next week today. Today is the day you recognize that you have the power to change your life. You have the ability to make decisions that shape your future. You have the strength to overcome whatever challenges you're facing. And most importantly, you have the opportunity right now to take that first step. Remember, life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. And that change begins with you. Number 2, the brain, your greatest asset. What would you do if I told you that you already have the most powerful tool for success right here, inside your head? That's right, your brain is the greatest asset you'll ever have. It's the command center for your thoughts, your actions, your emotions, everything that makes you who you are and drives where you're going in life. But here's the real question, are you using it to its fullest potential? Most people aren't. And that's what separates those who thrive from those who merely survive. Think about it. The brain isn't just an organ. It's the hub of your creativity, your problem solving, your ability to adapt and grow. Yet, so many of us underestimate its power. We let it run on autopilot, letting habits, fears, and doubts take control. But when you learn to work with your brain instead of letting it work against you, that's when everything starts to change. That's when you unlock possibilities you never thought were within your reach. Now, let's break this down a bit. Your brain is wired to protect you first and foremost. Its number one job is to keep you safe. That's why fear exists. That's why self-doubt creeps in when you're about to step out of your comfort zone. Your brain is saying, hold on, are you sure? This might be risky. And while that's useful in life-threatening situations, it can hold you back in the pursuit of your dreams. But here's the exciting part, you can rewire that. You can train your brain to work for you instead of against you. It starts with understanding how your brain operates. Everything you do, every choice you make, stems from the thoughts you feed it. If you're constantly telling yourself, I can't, or this is too hard, guess what? Your brain believes you. It takes those words and says, all right, that's the reality we're living in, but if you start saying, I can figure this out, or I'm capable of doing hard things, your brain adapts to that too. It's like a sponge soaking up whatever you feed it. So the question is, what are you feeding your brain every day? The beauty of this is that it doesn't require any fancy tools or equipment. It's about being intentional with your thoughts. Start small. Begin your day with gratitude. Think of 3 things you're thankful for. Why? Because gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. It tells your brain, hey, things aren't so bad. There's something good here, and when you focus on the good, your brain starts finding more of it. That's not just motivation, that's science. Another powerful tool you can use is visualization. Athletes do this all the time. They don't just train their bodies, they train their minds. Before they even hit the field, they've already seen themselves winning. They've rehearsed every move in their mind so vividly that their brain starts treating it like reality. And you can do the same. Whatever your goal is, take a moment every day to visualize yourself achieving it. Picture the details. Hear the sounds, feel the emotions. The more real it feels in your mind, the more your brain believes it's possible. And it starts working toward making it happen. But let's not forget about one of the most important factors, what you consume. And I'm not just talking about food. I mean the information, the conversations, the environments you surround yourself with. Your brain is constantly absorbing input. If you're filling it with negativity, guess what? That's going to shape your reality. But if you surround yourself with positivity, uplifting books, inspiring people, encouraging words, you're training your brain to focus on the bright side. And when your brain is focused on possibilities, you naturally take more actions that lead to success. Here's the thing about your brain, it loves repetition. That's how habits are formed. So if you want to make lasting changes, you have to commit to the process. It's not about doing something once and expecting a miracle. It's about showing up every single day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. That consistency builds new neural pathways in your brain, replacing old unhelpful patterns with empowering ones. It's like carving a new path through a forest. The more you walk it, the clearer it becomes. And let me tell you, this isn't about being perfect. It's not about eliminating every negative thought or never making a mistake. That's impossible. It's about being aware. It's about catching yourself when you're spiraling into self-doubt or negativity and saying, wait a minute, I can choose a different thought. I can choose a different action. That's the power you hold. The power to choose. And every time you make that choice, you're strengthening your brain's ability to support you in your goals. So what does all this mean for you? It means you already have everything you need to succeed. You don't need to wait for the perfect opportunity or for someone else to give you permission. Your brain is your greatest asset, and it's ready to help you create the life you want. But you have to take the first step. You have to decide that you're going to stop letting old patterns dictate your future. You have to decide that you're going to feed your brain with thoughts, habits, and inputs that align with the person you want to become. Let me leave you with this thought. Every great achievement in history started as a single idea in someone's mind. The people who change the world, the people who live extraordinary lives, they're not fundamentally different from you. They've simply learned to harness the power of their brain. And if they can do it, so can you. So start today. Start right now. Recognize the power you already have and commit to using it wisely. Number 3, the role of beliefs in shaping your reality. Let me ask you this: what if the world you see around you is not the world as it truly is, but the world shaped by your beliefs? Think about that for a moment. Everything you experience, every opportunity you seize or let slip away, every success or failure you encounter, it's all filtered through the lens of what you believe is possible. Now, here's the exciting part. You have the power to shape that lens. The beliefs you hold aren't set in stone. They're not facts. They're stories you've told yourself, and the incredible thing is you can rewrite those stories anytime you choose. Beliefs are powerful. They can lift you up or hold you back. They can make you feel unstoppable or make you feel stuck. But where do they come from? Most of our beliefs are formed early in life. Maybe someone told you you're not good at math or you're not cut out for leadership. And without realizing it, you carried that belief with you. It started influencing your decisions. Maybe you didn't pursue a career in numbers because you believed you'd fail. Maybe you hesitated to take on a leadership role because you didn't see yourself as capable. And just like that, a simple belief shaped your reality. But here's the truth: beliefs are not facts. They're opinions you've accepted as truth. That's a big difference. If you can accept that a belief is just a thought you've had over and over again, then you can start to challenge it. You can ask yourself, is this belief serving me, or is it holding me back? That's the first step to reclaiming your power, to recognize that you are not your beliefs. You are the creator of them. Let's break this down into something practical. Let's say you have a belief that you're not good enough to achieve a certain goal. Maybe it's starting a business, pursuing a new career, or even building stronger relationships. That belief might feel like a brick wall between you and what you want. But here's the question you need to ask: who told you that? Was it someone else? Was it a fear you internalized? And most importantly, is it true? Often when we dig deep, we find that these limiting beliefs aren't rooted in reality. They're based on fear, insecurity, or past experiences, not on what's actually possible. The beauty of this process is that you can challenge and replace these limiting beliefs with empowering ones. But it takes intention. You can't just say, "I believe I'm capable," and expect instant change. You have to nurture that belief, just like you would a seed. You plant it by repeating it to yourself, by surrounding yourself with evidence that supports it, and by taking small actions that reinforce it. The more you do this, the more your brain starts to accept it as true. That's how beliefs are formed, through repetition and experience. Let me share something powerful. The brain loves patterns. If you've been telling yourself a certain story for years, your brain has built a pathway to support it. That's why change can feel hard at first. You're essentially carving a new path. But here's the good news: the brain is flexible. It's designed to adapt. Every time you challenge an old belief or embrace a new one, you're rewiring your brain. And with enough consistency, that new belief becomes your reality. Now let's talk about the role of action in shaping beliefs. You can't just think your way into a new belief, you have to act on it. If you believe you're capable of starting that business, what's the first small step you can take? Maybe it's researching your industry, connecting with a mentor, or even just writing down your ideas. Every action you take reinforces the belief that you're capable. And here's the magic of action: it creates momentum. The more you act in alignment with your new belief, the more evidence you gather to support it. And the more evidence you gather, the stronger the belief becomes. But there's another piece to this puzzle: that we can't ignore the beliefs of the people around you. Who you surround yourself with matters. If you're constantly around people who doubt your dreams or tell you what's not possible, it's going to be harder to build empowering beliefs. But if you surround yourself with people who uplift you, who see your potential, and who encourage you to aim higher, their energy will fuel your belief system. So take a moment to evaluate your circle. Are the people in your life helping you build empowering beliefs, or are they reinforcing limiting ones? As you go through this journey of shaping your beliefs, remember that it's not about perfection. You're going to have moments of doubt. You're going to hear that old voice in your head telling you, "You can't do this." That's okay. The goal isn't to silence that voice completely, it's to acknowledge it and choose differently. When that voice of doubt speaks up, you can say, "I hear you, but I don't have to listen to you." You have the power to choose which beliefs you nurture and which ones you let go of. So what does all this mean for you? It means that your beliefs are the foundation of your reality. If you want to change your life, start by changing your beliefs. Start by questioning the stories you've been telling yourself. Start by deciding that you're worthy of the life you want. Because here's the truth: you are. You have everything within you to create a life that's meaningful, fulfilling, and aligned with your dreams. But it starts with believing that it's possible. Your beliefs are like the soil where your dreams take root. If the soil is filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, those dreams can't grow. But if the soil is rich with hope, possibility, and empowerment, those dreams can flourish. So ask yourself, what kind of soil are you creating for your future? The choice is yours. And when you choose to cultivate empowering beliefs, you're not just changing your mindset, you're changing your life. Number 4, the art of focus: how to direct your energy. Have you ever noticed how much power lies in your ability to focus? I'm not talking about just paying attention for a few minutes. I mean the kind of focus that sharpens your mind, cuts through distractions, and puts you in control of your life. That's the kind of focus we're talking about today. The art of focus isn't just a skill, it's a superpower. And if you can master it, you can direct your energy toward the things that matter most, the things that will transform your life. Focus is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Think about it. Every great accomplishment you've ever achieved, no matter how small, started with focus. Maybe it was learning a new skill, building a relationship, or reaching a personal goal. You decided it was worth your time, and you poured your energy into it. That's what focus does. It takes your scattered energy and brings it into alignment with your goals. Without focus, even the best plans in the world won't get you anywhere. But with it, you become unstoppable. Now, let's get real for a second. We live in a world filled with distractions. Social media, emails, endless notifications. It's like everything is fighting for your attention. And it's easy to get pulled in 100 different directions. You start your day with the best intentions, and before you know it, you've spent hours on things that don't really matter. That's why focus is so critical. It's not just about what you choose to do. It's also about what you choose not to do. It's about saying no to distractions so you can say yes to your dreams. But here's the thing about focus: it doesn't just happen. It's something you have to cultivate, something you have to practice. Think of it like building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And just like with any muscle, you have to start small. Maybe it's focusing on one task for 5 minutes without getting distracted, then 10 minutes, then an hour. Over time, you'll notice that your ability to focus grows, and with it, so does your ability to get things done. Let me share a simple truth with you. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. If you focus on problems, you'll feel stuck. But if you focus on solutions, you'll find a way forward. If you focus on what you don't have, you'll feel lack. But if you focus on what you do have, you'll feel gratitude. The choice is yours. Every single day, you get to decide where to direct your focus. And that choice will determine the quality of your life. So how do you master the art of focus? It starts with clarity. You have to know what you want. If your focus is scattered, it's usually because you're not clear on your priorities. Take a moment to ask yourself, what's really important to me? What are the things that, if I focused on them, would make the biggest difference in my life? Once you have that clarity, everything else becomes easier. You can start to align your actions with your priorities, and you'll find that distractions naturally start to fade away. Another key to focus is creating an environment that supports it. Your surroundings have a huge impact on your ability to concentrate. If your workspace is cluttered, your mind will be cluttered too. If your phone is constantly buzzing, it's going to pull you away from what matters. Take control of your environment. Set up a space that's free from distractions, a space that inspires you to do your best work. And remember, focus isn't just about your physical environment, it's also about your mental environment. If your mind is filled with worries and doubts, it's going to be hard to focus. That's why it's so important to take care of your mental health, to practice mindfulness, and to let go of the thoughts that don't serve you. But here's the part that really makes focus powerful. It's not just about doing more. It's about doing what matters. You don't need to fill your day with endless tasks. In fact, the most successful people focus on fewer things, but they do those things really well. They don't try to be everything to everyone. They focus on what they're best at, and they let go of the rest. That's the art of focus, choosing quality over quantity, depth over breadth. And let's not forget about energy. Focus requires energy, and if you're running on empty, it's going to be hard to concentrate. That's why it's so important to take care of your body. Get enough sleep, eat nourishing foods, and move your body every day. When your energy is high, your focus will be sharper. And when your focus is sharp, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. Now, let me leave you with this thought. Focus isn't just about getting things done. It's about living with intention. It's about choosing how you spend your time and your energy. It's about aligning your actions with your values, your goals, and your dreams. When you master the art of focus, you're not just more productive, you're more fulfilled. You're living a life that's true to who you are and what you want to achieve. So what will you focus on today? Will you let distractions take over? Or will you take control of your attention and direct it toward what really matters? The choice is yours. And when you make that choice, when you commit to mastering the art of focus, you'll find that life has a way of opening doors for you. You'll see opportunities you never noticed before. You'll feel a sense of purpose and momentum. And you'll realize that with focus, there's nothing you can't achieve. Number 5, building daily habits for long-term success. Every extraordinary achievement in life starts with one thing, a habit. Think about that for a moment. The way you live your life, the results you see in your career, relationships, health, and happiness, they're all shaped by the habits you practice every day. Habits are the building blocks of success. And when you build the right ones, they can take you to heights you never thought possible. That's what I want to talk about today. The power of daily habits and how they shape your life. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at someone you admire, maybe a successful entrepreneur, a great athlete, or a musician, and wondered, how do they do it? How do they reach that level of greatness? Here's the secret. It's not just talent or luck. It's not even about working hard for a few days or weeks. It's about what they do consistently, day in and day out. It's their habits. Successful people aren't born with a magic formula. They build it one habit at a time. But here's the thing about habits, they work both ways. They can lift you up or hold you back. A good habit, repeated over time, becomes a force for growth and progress. But a bad habit, repeated over time, becomes a barrier that keeps you stuck. So, if you want to change your life, you don't start with the big, overwhelming goals. You start with the small, everyday actions. That's where the magic happens. Habits are powerful because they take the thinking out of the equation. Once something becomes a habit, you don't have to rely on willpower or motivation to do it. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't wake up every morning and wonder, should I do it today? You just do it because it's part of your routine. Imagine if the habits that lead to success became just as automatic as brushing your teeth. That's the goal. To make success a part of your daily life, not something you have to chase. Let's talk about what makes a habit stick. First, it has to be small enough to feel manageable. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to overhaul their entire life in one go. They set huge goals, and when they don't see immediate results, they give up. But success doesn't happen overnight. It happens in the little things, repeated consistently over time. If you want to get healthier, don't start by trying to run a marathon. Start by walking around the block. If you want to grow your knowledge, don't aim to read a whole book in a day. Start with one page. Small wins build momentum, and momentum is what keeps you going. Another key is to connect your habits to your bigger goals and values. Ask yourself, why does this matter to me? What kind of person do I want to become? When your habits align with your values, they become more meaningful. It's not just about going through the motions, it's about creating a life that reflects who you truly want to be. If you value health, exercising isn't a chore. It's a step toward living a vibrant, energetic life. If you value learning, picking up a book isn't a task. It's a way to grow into the person you aspire to be. And let's not forget about the power of consistency. Habits are like planting seeds. At first, you might not see much happening. But if you keep watering and nurturing those seeds, over time, they'll grow into something incredible. The same is true with habits. You might not see immediate results, but if you stick with them, the compound effect will kick in. One day, you'll look back and realize just how far you've come. Consistency beats perfection every time. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep showing up. Now, I know life gets busy. There will always be distractions and challenges. That's why it's so important to set yourself up for success. Create an environment that supports your habits. If you want to eat healthier, stock your kitchen with nutritious foods. If you want to exercise, lay out your workout clothes the night before. Remove the barriers that make it easy to slip into old patterns. The easier you make it to follow through, the more likely you are to stick with it. One of the most powerful ways to build habits is to track your progress. There's something incredibly motivating about seeing how far you've come. It could be as simple as checking off a calendar each day you complete a habit or using an app to log your progress. Tracking keeps you accountable and reminds you of the commitment you've made to yourself. And don't forget to celebrate your wins, no matter how small they might seem. Every step forward is a step worth celebrating. It reinforces the behavior and gives you a sense of accomplishment. Success isn't just about reaching the finish line, it's about enjoying the journey and recognizing the progress you're making along the way. Here's the truth. Your habits create your future. The actions you take today, no matter how small, are shaping the person you'll become tomorrow. If you want to live an extraordinary life, start by building extraordinary habits. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. The more you invest in yourself, the more your life will reflect that investment. So ask yourself, what habits am I building today? Are they leading me closer to my dreams or keeping me stuck? Remember, the power is in your hands. You have the ability to choose your habits, and doing so, choose your future. Start small, stay consistent, and watch as those daily actions create a life that's truly worth living. Number 6, how positive thinking transforms your reality. Have you ever noticed how your thoughts shape the way you feel, act, and experience the world? It's like your mind is a projector, and whatever you put into it gets displayed in your life. Positive thinking, my friend, isn't just a feel-good idea. It's a powerful tool that can transform your reality in ways you may never have imagined. Today, I want to talk about the incredible power of positive thinking and how it can change everything for you. Now, I'm not talking about ignoring reality or pretending challenges don't exist. Life is full of ups and downs, and there will always be obstacles to overcome. Positive thinking doesn't mean living in denial. It means choosing to focus on the possibilities instead of the problems. It's about training your mind to see opportunities, solutions, and the silver lining, even when the clouds seem thick. Think about it. When you approach life with a negative mindset, everything feels harder, doesn't it? You see the obstacles more clearly than the opportunities. You feel drained before you even start. But when you shift to a positive perspective, something incredible happens. You start to see things differently. Challenges become chances to grow. Setbacks turn into stepping stones. You tap into a kind of energy and determination that makes the impossible feel possible. Positive thinking works because it changes the way your brain functions. Science backs this up. When you focus on positive thoughts, your brain releases chemicals like dopamine and serotonin. These aren't just feel-good chemicals, they actually improve your ability to think clearly, solve problems, and connect with others. It's like your brain becomes sharper and more resourceful when it's fueled by optimism. But let's bring this down to a practical level. How do you actually practice positive thinking? It starts with awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts. Notice the inner dialogue running through your mind. Are you lifting yourself up? Or are you tearing yourself down? Are you looking for reasons why things can't work? Or are you searching for ways to make them happen? The moment you catch a negative thought, challenge it. Replace it with something constructive. For example, instead of thinking, I'll never figure this out, say, I'm learning and I'll find a way. That shift, though small, makes a huge difference. Another powerful way to cultivate positivity is through gratitude. Gratitude isn't just about being thankful, it's about actively recognizing the good in your life. Every morning or evening, take a moment to reflect on what you're grateful for. It could be something as big as a new opportunity or as simple as the smile of a loved one. When you make gratitude a daily practice, you train your mind to focus on abundance instead of lack. It changes the lens through which you see the world. Surrounding yourself with positivity is also crucial. The people you spend time with, the media you consume, the environments you immerse yourself in, they all influence your mindset. If you're surrounded by negativity, it's easy to absorb that energy. But when you surround yourself with people who uplift, inspire, and encourage you, their positivity rubs off on you. Choose your circle wisely. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that push you to be your best self. One thing I want to emphasize is that positive thinking isn't about avoiding hard work. In fact, it's the opposite. Positive thinking gives you the strength and motivation to put in the effort needed to achieve your goals. It's about believing in your ability to succeed, even when the path ahead looks uncertain. When you believe you can do something, you're more likely to take the actions needed to make it happen. That belief becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Let me share a truth with you. Life will test you. There will be moments when everything feels like it's falling apart. Those are the times when positive thinking matters the most. It's easy to stay positive when everything is going well, but true strength comes from staying optimistic when things get tough. That's when you need to dig deep and remind yourself of your power to overcome. Positive thinking doesn't mean you'll never feel doubt, fear, or frustration. Those feelings are part of being human, but it does mean you don't have to let those emotions control you. You can acknowledge them, learn from them, and then choose to move forward with hope and determination. It's about taking control of your narrative and refusing to let negativity write your story. Now, imagine what your life could look like if you made positivity a habit. Imagine waking up each day with a sense of purpose and excitement. Imagine approaching challenges with confidence and resilience. Imagine building relationships that are rooted in trust, kindness, and understanding. That's the power of positive thinking. It opens the door to a life filled with possibility. But here's the thing. It's not enough to think positively every now and then. It's a daily practice. It's a choice you make moment by moment, thought by thought. And the more you practice, the stronger your mindset becomes. Over time, positivity becomes your default. It becomes the way you see the world, the way you approach your goals, and the way you interact with others. So my challenge to you is this: start today. Start with one positive thought. Start by choosing to see the good in a situation. Start by expressing gratitude for something in your life. Start by surrounding yourself with uplifting influences. And most importantly, start by believing in yourself. Because when you believe in your ability to create a better future, you've already taken the first step toward making it a reality. Remember, your mind is a powerful tool. Use it wisely. Fill it with thoughts that inspire, empower, and uplift you. And as you do, watch as your reality begins to transform, one positive thought at a time. This is your life, and you have the power to shape it. Choose positivity, and let it guide you to the extraordinary future that awaits. Number 7, failure as a learning tool. Success is not just about what you achieve, it's about what you overcome. Think about that for a moment. Every accomplishment, every milestone, every victory, it's all built on the lessons we gather when things don't go as planned. Failure isn't the enemy, it's the proving ground. It's the arena where strength is forged, wisdom is earned, and character is built. Let me be real with you, failure is uncomfortable. It stings. It's that moment when the plan you had falls apart, or the effort you poured in doesn't pay off as expected. But here's the twist: failure is also the greatest opportunity you'll ever have to grow. You see, the road to success isn't paved with constant wins. It's full of bumps, detours, and wrong turns. The key is to not let those moments stop you, but instead use them to propel you forward. When we fail, it's natural to feel disappointed. Maybe you feel embarrassed, or like you've let yourself or others down. That's okay. Feel those emotions, they're real. But don't stay there. Those feelings are temporary, and they're a signal that you cared enough to try. The fact that you failed means you were in the game, taking action. That's 1,000 times better than sitting on the sidelines, afraid to even start. Now let's talk about what failure can teach you. Every time you stumble, you're presented with a choice. Will you let it define you, or will you let it refine you? Think about that carefully. When you fail, it's like life is handing you a mirror and saying, take a good look. Here's where you can improve. Here's where you're being tested in tests, my friend, or how we grow stronger. Here's an important truth: you are not your failures. They don't define your worth or your potential. They're simply experiences, moments in time, and opportunities for learning. When you separate your identity from the outcome, you free yourself to learn and grow without carrying the weight of self-doubt. Let's get practical for a minute. When you experience failure, Ask yourself a few key questions. What went wrong? What could I have done differently? What's the lesson here? These aren't questions to beat yourself up, they're questions to help you move forward. Failure isn't a dead end, it's a fork in the road, offering you a new direction, a better strategy, and a chance to come back stronger. One of the greatest lessons failure teaches us is resilience. Resilience is that inner strength that keeps you going no matter how tough things get. It's the ability to bounce back, to rise after every fall, and to face challenges head on. Every time you fail and choose to keep going, you're building that resilience muscle. And let me tell you, resilience is one of the most valuable tools you can have in life. It's what turns setbacks into comebacks. Another gift of failure is humility. It reminds us that we're human, that we don't have all the answers, and that there's always room to grow. That humility keeps us grounded and open to learning. It makes us better leaders, better partners, and better people. When you embrace failure with humility, you create space for growth and connection. And then there's empathy. Failure makes us more compassionate. When you faced your own challenges, you're better equipped to understand and support others in theirs. You develop a deeper sense of connection with the people around you, and that connection is powerful. It creates opportunities for collaboration, innovation, and mutual growth. Think about the people you admire most. Do you think they've never failed? Of course they have. The difference is they didn't let failure stop them. They used it as a stepping stone. They learned, they adapted, and they kept moving forward. That's what makes them inspiring. That's what sets them apart. And you can do the same. So what do you do when failure knocks you down? First, take a deep breath. Acknowledge what happened without judgment. Then take a step back and look at the bigger picture. What's the lesson? What's the opportunity? And most importantly, what's your next move? Action is the antidote to fear, doubt, and stagnation. Even a small step forward can reignite your momentum. Remember this, every failure is a seed of success. It might not feel like it in the moment, but those seeds will grow if you nurture them with persistence, reflection, and determination. Keep planting those seeds. Keep showing up. Keep doing the work. Failure isn't the end, it's a necessary part of the journey. It's not something to fear, it's something to embrace. When you lean into it, learn from it, and rise above it, you unlock a strength and potential within yourself that's unstoppable. So go ahead, take those risks, chase those dreams. Don't let the fear of failure hold you back, because every failure brings you one step closer to the success you're striving for. And let me tell you, the journey will be worth it. You're capable of more than you know, and failure is just one of the ways life helps you discover it. Keep going. Your best is yet to come. Number 8, the importance of gratitude in shaping your future. How often do we rush through our days focused on what we don't have or what's going wrong? What if instead we paused and acknowledged everything we already have, everything that's good, even in the smallest ways? Gratitude is more than just saying thank you, it's a mindset, a practice, and one of the most powerful tools for shaping your future. Let me tell you something important. Gratitude isn't just for the good times. It's easy to feel thankful when things are going well. But the real magic happens when you find gratitude even in the struggles. Life isn't perfect, and it never will be. Challenges will come, and setbacks are inevitable. But when you learn to see the lessons and opportunities hidden within those moments, you start to change how you experience life. Gratitude doesn't erase the hardships, but it gives you the strength and perspective to face them with resilience. Think about it this way: when you practice gratitude, you're training your brain to focus on abundance instead of scarcity. It's like rewiring your thought patterns. Instead of dwelling on what's missing, you start noticing what's already there. That shift in focus can change everything. It can transform your relationships, boost your energy, and even open doors to new opportunities. Why? Because people who operate from a place of gratitude radiate positivity, and that attracts more of the same. Let's get personal for a moment. Have you ever had a day where everything seemed to go wrong? Maybe you missed a deadline, had an argument with someone, or just felt completely off track. Those days happen to all of us. But here's a challenge the next time you're in that space. Pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what's one thing I can be grateful for right now? It might be something as simple as the fact that you're breathing, or that you have the strength to try again tomorrow. It doesn't have to be big, just something real. That one thought can be the first step to turning your day around. Gratitude also has a way of connecting us to others. When you express genuine thanks to someone, it strengthens the bond you share. It tells them that you see them, that you appreciate them. And isn't that what we all want? To feel seen and valued? A simple thank you can mean so much. It's not just polite, it's powerful. It can brighten someone's day and remind them that their efforts matter. And when you make gratitude a habit, it creates a ripple effect. You inspire others to do the same, and that energy spreads. One of the most impactful ways to practice gratitude is by keeping a gratitude journal. Every day, write down 3 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be monumental. Maybe it's the way the sun felt on your skin that morning, or a kind word from a friend. The act of writing it down makes it real and gives you a record to look back on when times get tough. Over time, you'll notice a shift in how you approach your days. You'll start to see blessings in places you never expected. But gratitude isn't just about feeling good in the moment, it's also a way to build a better future. When you're grateful, you approach challenges with a mindset of possibility. Instead of seeing problems as insurmountable, you start to see them as opportunities to learn and grow. That shift in perspective can lead to breakthroughs you might have never imagined. Gratitude doesn't just change your present, it sets the foundation for your success. Let's not forget about the importance of gratitude in goal setting. When you're working towards something big, it's easy to get caught up in what's still left to do. But if you take the time to appreciate how far you've come, it fuels your motivation. Celebrate those small wins. Acknowledge your progress. Gratitude for the journey makes the destination even more meaningful. Now, I know there might be times when gratitude feels out of reach. Maybe you're going through something really tough, and it's hard to see anything positive. That's okay. Start small. Look for just one thing, no matter how tiny, that brings a spark of light into your day. Maybe it's a kind word, a moment of peace, or even the fact that you're here trying to make things better. Gratitude doesn't have to be grand, it just has to be genuine. The truth is, gratitude is a choice. It's something you cultivate day by day, moment by moment. It's not about ignoring life's difficulties, but about finding the silver linings that help you move forward. When you make gratitude a part of your daily routine, you create a life that feels fuller, richer, and more meaningful. So let me leave you with this start today. Right now, think of one thing you're grateful for. Hold on to that feeling and let it remind you of the abundance in your life. Because when you focus on what you have, you attract more of what you want. Gratitude is the key to unlocking a life of joy, connection, and success. And the best part, it's a gift you can give yourself every single day. Number 9, choosing the right company. Do you ever stop to think about the people you surround yourself with? I mean, really think about it. Because let me tell you, the company you keep has a profound influence on the life you build. It's not just a saying, it's a truth that echoes in every aspect of your journey. The right people can lift you higher than you ever imagined, while the wrong ones can weigh you down, holding you back from your potential. Today, let's talk about something vital: choosing the right company, because it can be the difference between a life of purpose and one of regret. Think about it this way: every person in your life is either adding to your growth or taking away from it. They're either pushing you to be better, to dream bigger, or they're keeping you stuck in the same old patterns. Your circle matters more than you think. It shapes your mindset, your energy, and even the decisions you make. And if you want to rise, you have to be intentional about the people you let into your world. Now, let's get honest for a second. Have you ever felt drained after spending time with certain people? Like their negativity lingers long after they've left the room? That's no coincidence. Some people carry energy that can pull you into their storms of doubt, fear, or complacency. And while it's okay to support others, you have to protect your peace too. You can't afford to let someone else's chaos disrupt your focus or dim your light. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, who inspire you, and who believe in your dreams even when you have moments of doubt. These are the people who will celebrate your wins and encourage you through your losses. They'll hold you accountable, not in a way that feels critical, but in a way that reminds you of your greatness. When you're surrounded by the right company, you feel seen, valued, and supported. Let me tell you about something I've observed over the years. Successful people, those who truly thrive, always have one thing in common: they build a strong inner circle. They don't leave their relationships to chance. They seek out mentors, peers, and friends who align with their values and goals. And they understand that their circle isn't about quantity, it's about quality. One person who lifts you up is worth more than 10 who drag you down. But here's the thing: choosing the right company doesn't mean cutting people out of your life recklessly. It's about setting boundaries and being clear about what you need. If someone in your life constantly brings negativity or doubts your abilities, it's okay to step back. You can love people from a distance and still wish them well. But your energy, your time, that's sacred. Reserve it for those who see the best in you and want to bring out even more. At the same time, you need to reflect on the kind of company you are. Are you someone who uplifts others, who listens, who supports? Because the relationships you attract often mirror the energy you give. If you want to be surrounded by people who inspire and empower, you have to bring that same energy to the table. Be the kind of person you'd want in your own circle. Here's another important piece: your circle doesn't have to stay the same forever. As you grow, your needs and priorities will change. And that's okay. Some relationships are meant for a season while others are for a lifetime. The key is recognizing the difference. Growth sometimes means outgrowing certain dynamics, and while it can be bittersweet, it's necessary. Don't feel guilty for evolving, embrace it. It's a sign you're moving forward. I want you to imagine something for a moment. Picture your dream life, the kind of life where you wake up every day feeling fulfilled and excited. Now think about the people who'd be standing beside you in that vision. Who are they? What qualities do they have? How do they make you feel? That's the kind of company you should seek. Not people who tolerate you, but people who genuinely want to see you win. Building that kind of circle takes effort. It means putting yourself out there, stepping into new spaces, and sometimes facing the discomfort of growth. But the reward is worth it. When you find your people, those who align with your vision and values, it's like discovering a part of yourself you didn't know was missing. Their encouragement becomes fuel for your journey, and their belief in you helps you believe in yourself. Let's not forget, though, that relationships are a two-way street. If you want meaningful connections, you have to invest in them. Show up for your people. Be there in their moments of triumph and their moments of struggle. Celebrate their wins as if they're your own, and offer support without expecting anything in return. Relationships thrive when they're nurtured with mutual respect and genuine care. Choosing the right company is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. It's not just about who you spend your time with, it's about who you become because of them. Your circle has the power to shape your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately your future. So choose wisely. Surround yourself with people who make you better, who lift you higher, and who remind you of your greatness, even on the days when you forget. As you move forward, remember this: you don't have to settle. You deserve relationships that inspire and empower you. You deserve a circle that feels like home, a place where you can grow, dream, and thrive. So start today. Take a look at your relationships and ask yourself if they align with the person you want to become. And if they don't, be brave enough to make the changes you need. Because the right company isn't just important, it's everything. Number 10, persistence and consistency. Imagine for a moment waking up each day with the quiet confidence that no matter what comes your way, you're equipped to handle it. to push forward, and to make progress. That feeling, that inner strength, comes from two powerful qualities: persistence and consistency. These aren't just words, they're the building blocks of every meaningful success story, the heartbeat of resilience, and the essence of long-term achievement. Today, I want to talk to you about how these two forces can transform your life. Persistence is that refusal to give up, even when the odds seem stacked against you. It's the voice in your head that says, keep going when every part of you wants to quit. Life isn't a straight path, it's full of twists, turns, and obstacles. And let me tell you, persistence is what helps you navigate those moments when it feels like the world is testing your resolve. But let's be clear, persistence isn't about being stubborn for the sake of it. It's about being committed to the goals that matter most to you. It's about having a vision so strong that no setback, no temporary failure can shake your belief in it. Think about anyone you admire: an artist, an entrepreneur, an athlete. Behind their success is a story of persistence, of showing up for the dream, even when it felt impossible. Consistency, on the other hand, is what gives persistence its power. It's not enough to want something badly, you have to act on it every single day. Consistency is the daily practice of doing the work, of taking the steps, no matter how small they might seem. It's in the repetition that mastery is born, and it's in the steady effort that breakthroughs happen. Here's the truth: consistency isn't glamorous. It's not always exciting, and it rarely feels groundbreaking in the moment. But it's the small, repeated actions that create monumental change. It's like planting seeds in a garden. At first, you see nothing but soil, but as you water, nurture, and care for those seeds day after day, they begin to grow. Over time, those small efforts bloom into something beautiful. Now, let's talk about the reality of staying persistent and consistent. It's hard. There will be days when you doubt yourself, when you feel stuck, or when you wonder if it's even worth it. These moments are normal. What matters is how you respond to them. Instead of giving in to doubt, remind yourself of why you started. Picture the life you're working toward, the dream you refuse to let go of. Let that vision fuel your determination. One of the biggest challenges is that results often take time. We live in a world that craves instant gratification, but real, lasting success doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow, steady climb, and sometimes progress is so subtle you might not notice it. But every step forward, no matter how small, is a step closer to your goal. Trust the process and trust yourself. Let me give you an example. Think about the power of water. A single drop might not seem like much, but over time, those drops can carve through rock. That's what consistency does. It wears down resistance. It builds momentum, and it creates change. Every action you take, no matter how insignificant it seems, is part of a bigger picture. Keep adding those drops. You might be wondering, how do I stay consistent when life is so unpredictable? The key is to focus on habits. Habits make consistency easier because they remove the decision-making process. When something becomes a habit, it's automatic. You just do it. Start small. Choose one thing you can do every day that aligns with your goals. Maybe it's writing for 10 minutes, exercising for 15, or reading a chapter of a book. Whatever it is, commit to it. It's also important to surround yourself with the right influences. The people you spend time with and the environment you create can either support your persistence and consistency or undermine them. Choose relationships that uplift you, inspire you, and hold you accountable. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. Consistency doesn't mean never missing a day. It means getting back on track whenever you do. Another crucial piece is celebrating progress. Acknowledge the small wins, because they're what keep you motivated. Every milestone, no matter how minor, is proof that you're moving in the right direction. Let those victories remind you of what you're capable of. And here's a little secret: persistence and consistency don't just help you achieve your goals, they transform you. With every step forward, you're becoming stronger, more disciplined, and more resilient. You're proving to yourself that you can handle the challenges, that you're someone who follows through. That confidence is priceless, and it will carry you through every stage of your journey. So what do you do next? You start. Right here, right now. Take one step, however small, toward the life you want to create. Then take another tomorrow, and another the day after that. It's not about sprinting to the finish line, it's about steady, determined progress. Remember, success isn't about dramatic moments, it's about the quiet, consistent effort that happens in the background. You have everything you need within you to succeed. Persistence and consistency are your tools, your allies, your secret weapons. Use them wisely and use them often. The journey might not always be easy, but I promise you it will be worth it. Keep going. You're stronger, braver, and closer than you realize.